guys, so it's time for me to summarize my trip to Chamonix with Quentin. So what happened? What happened is that we decided to go hitchhike to Chamonix, hike for 2-3 days and come back by doing hitchhiking to Paris. But things didn't happen as we planned. So basically we tried to hitchhike from the side of Paris, but no one would take us. So we came back to Paris Central, and from Paris Central we wanted to take a short train. It's free because we have transportation card in Paris, and go into a city just like the exit of Paris where you have less people, so maybe more chance to get someone to take you in the car, because when you have many people, I feel like people are less likely to take you in the car. So yeah, we wanted to try that, but when we arrived there, I still had my carton with the destination, and someone just poked our shoulder and was like, okay guys, you're never gonna get a car from Paris, especially if you're in Paris Central. We were like, yeah, we know, so that's why we're going into a smaller city just next to Paris, to try to get someone to take us at least into a southern city in France. But he told us, okay, I just checked for you, but you have a train going to Lyon, which is a city in the south of France, for 22 euros. And we were like, 22 euros to go that far away in the south, it's kind of worth it. So we booked a train ticket to Lyon, and while we were on the train, we noticed that the train was actually stopping by Macon, which is a little city. It's a town, actually. A little town just above Lyon. So it means that it was a perfect place for us to stop to stay the night, and after take the motorway to Chamonix. So we stopped there, and we're very happy. We're like, okay, we're in the south of France, first step, and yeah, after we need to sleep there, and we need to eat something because we didn't take any food for the first days where we saw we would still be in cities. So we find a place, a tacos, but the thing is, it's raining, and we were thinking, how are we gonna set up the tent and the camp with the rain? So what we do, we eat in the tacos. Then after eating the tacos, we're like, we don't know how to set up the tent. So we asked the person in the tacos, can we try to set up the tent in your tacos, please? Because we really need to do that, to do a first try indoor before to go outdoor under the rain and try to do anything. So wow, the man accepted. So we just set up the tent in the tacos, and wow, it's easy. So we go, it's still raining a lot. I can really tell you guys, it was raining a lot, and people in the city, locals, they told us, oh, you know what, you're very unlucky because it didn't rain for 3 months in the region. And we were like, seriously, we come for the first day of rain of the season. Yay. So after walking for a while, we finally end up on some kind of parking lot, but it's not parking lot for a supermarket or anything. It's a small parking at the exit of the town, and there you have trucks, sleeping for the night as well. So we set up our tent under the rain. It's terrible because what we did, you have that kind of fabric on the top of the tent to for the humidity and everything. And what we did, it's that we set it up the other way around, it was reversed. So we were like, oh fuck, so we needed to turn it, but because of that we got hundreds of little lakes in the tent. It was so humid and wet and so at first we decided to sleep without sleeping bag, because we were if we go hiking with wet sleeping bags, it's gonna be the end of our trip, actually, because we're gonna hike in a place where it's gonna be cold and middle mountain, so we can't have wet sleeping bags. So at first we just sleep with a mat, but the problem is that the mat is not enough to sleep in October in outdoors. So at the end, I think around 5 a.m. we decided to take our sleeping bags out, because the tent was slightly drier after time. So yeah, I had a good night. I think Quentin didn't. But for me it was kind of okay. I survived. So okay, we wake up. It's around I don't know, 7, 8 a.m. I think, something like that. So we wake up, we are like so tired after all the trip, after like setting up the tent under the rain. It was not a very good night for us. So we fold the camp and we go hitchhike again at the exit of the town. And very big surprise, a man stopped for us after like 30 seconds of hitchhiking, because we didn't have the carton anymore with the destination, because the carton was like so wet we had to throw it away. So yeah, we didn't have any carton anymore, and the man was like, okay, I'm not going where you're going, guys, but I can drop you at the entrance of the motorway. So here we like waited for like about 30 minutes, but something like about 6 to 7 cars stopped for us, being like, oh, where are you going, guys? Maybe I can take you like closer from your destination, but no one was able to do that. And the 7th car, it was a very young and nice couple of young people just like us. We were going to Annecy, which is a city not very far away from where we were going. So they were like, oh, okay, guys, just get in the car. We can drop you like somewhere on the motorway. And we're like, yeah, it's so cool. So we do about like 20 to 30 minutes of road with them. It was really nice. We were chatting and everything. We were very happy because we were like, yes, we had like 2 cars already to like go to Chamonix. It's so cool. And yeah, so they drop us on a rest area on the motorway. And from there, we start to ask to some like truck driver if they can take us to Chamonix, because truck drivers are more likely to do long distance. So we ask, but many of them are like, yeah, no, we can't. And finally, one of them tells us, oh, today you have like restrictions for trucks, like for foreign trucks. And here you only have foreign trucks. So we can't move today. So we're like, oh, okay. So we stopped asking to truck drivers if they could take us to Chamonix. And we started to ask to just some people stopping by. And we were very lucky because at the entrance, you had a lady and a man chatting. They didn't know each other. But I was like, okay, guys, please. So we are 2 travelers going to Chamonix by doing hitchhiking. Maybe can you take us like closer from our destination? Or if you're going to Chamonix, it would be wonderful. And they're like, yeah, the lady was like, yeah, no, sorry, we're already full. I have all my family there, so no space for you guys. I'm sorry. But the man was like, oh, I can drop you in a little city where you can like get the motorway there as well. And we were like, oh yeah, sure. So we get into that car, and actually the man dropped us like only something like 10 minutes like further away from where we were. But he dropped us on a shitty place to like hitchhike, because all the cars that were like driving so fast, and when cars are driving fast, they don't want to take you hitchhiking, because they don't have the time to stop and to see you, because we didn't have the carton anymore to indicate where we were going. So it was a real problem. So after about like 10 minutes, we've been really lucky, to be honest. After 10 minutes, a man was like, okay, I'm gonna stop for them. So he did like some turn around the roundabout, and then he like went onto a like smaller road on the side, and we like went to him being like, oh man, where are you going, please? And he was like, I'm not going where you're going, but here you will never find anyone to take you to Chamonix. So I can drop you in town center. So that man dropped us to town center, where we waited after something like 10 minutes for a worker, to drop us into the next city. And that man was so kind. He was like, oh, you don't have a carton, guys. You're never gonna make it without a carton. So he tried to stop at a pizzeria to ask for a carton, but the pizzeria was closed. And after he dropped us somewhere else, just next to the motorway again. And there he found some bin, and he found a carton for us. He was so nice. He went to take a carton for us in the bin. I love him. So yeah, and after that, so we have our carton from the bin, and we start to hitchhiking again just next to the motorway. Not just next to the motorway, but at the entrance, like the road leading to it. So we just like take our carton up, and wow, a car is stopping. We were like, my god. So yeah, it's 2 young guys who were like driving. I think they were going to Bonneville, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a city just after the city where we were. Town, not city, town. Just next to the town where we were. And so they take us, and we're like, yeah, why not going to the next little town? We're always closer, so it's better than nothing. So we're chatting in the car and everything, and they're asking us, oh, what's your final destination actually, guys? And we're like, oh, we're going to Chamonix, but no worry, just stop by. You don't need to take us further away. And we're like, oh, no, 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 you're gonna struggle so much to get there. We're just gonna drop you to Chamonix. And we're like, what the fuck? You're gonna drop us to Chamonix even if it's not on your way at all. And yeah, they dropped us to Chamonix. It was like a 45 minutes detour for them. So we were just so happy. They dropped us in town center in Chamonix. And we were like, oh God, we're in Chamonix. It's like, it was such an achievement for us because, to be honest, we had such a bad, I don't know how to say it, but our motivation or our mood was so low after like the fact that we had to take a train to go in the south first and everything. But now we were like so happy to be there because we were like, oh my God, we made it. So that was super cool. So after that we were like, okay, let's take like some rest because it was like 2 p.m. We arrived 2 p.m. to Chamonix. It was so cool. So from Macron, the city where we slept, to Chamonix, we took about, let me do some math, 6 hours to get there. It was only a 3 hours road, but you know, you're doing hitchhiking, so you have the time where you wait, when you're waiting, when you're looking for someone to take you. So yeah, about 6 hours to get there. It's not that bad. I'm quite happy, to be honest. So yeah, we arrived there, we went to McDonald's to eat a bit. I know McDonald's is bad, but Chamonix is really expensive. I think it was the only affordable place, and we couldn't find a supermarket, and to be honest, even the supermarket was expensive, so let's just eat something warm, you know? So we ate a bit, we bought some, how do you call it, you know, the thing to have power. I don't remember how it's called, but you know, it was for the head torch, because we needed some. So yeah, we bought some of our stuff. Then it's like already like 4 when we decide to like go. So we go to the tourism office, yeah. But the lady is really like useless. She's not able to like indicate us if you have like any danger in the mountains or anything, because we never did hiking in the mountains. Well, I did, but not for like a long period of time. I did it on one day, not several days. So I wanted to know if we had things to know before to go, and she couldn't help us, so she told us to like go to see like the kind of mountain policeman, like the guys who are like checking if everyone is fine. So we go to them and they're like, yeah, no, I don't think you have anything like bad which could happen if you have all the equipment. And we're like, okay, great. And they're like, when are you going to hike? And we're like, right now, I guess. So they're telling us, okay, but you have like 1 hour of day left, like of daylight left. And we're like, oh, okay. So anyway, we didn't have the choice because we couldn't, you know, camp in the town. So we were like, okay, we're still gonna go in the mountain to find a place where to sleep. So we go in the mountain, we walk for about like 30 minutes only, and we found like a very flat place. So we're like, okay, let's just stay here. So it's about like 6 when we like set the camp. And wow, wonderful night. It was not raining anymore at all. When we like for the camp in the morning, it was not raining either. But yeah, very good night. A 9-hour night. We woke up at something like 7 a.m. and we started to walk. That was a very hard time because it was so cloudy. We were at something like about 1,300 meter high, I think. So yeah, it was a bit cold, but it was fine. So we start to walk. It's a bit depressing because we're on some kind of path which is for cars actually. So it's not really pretty and you don't have any beautiful view because you have clouds. So we walk. We finally found the refuge, the place where people are sleeping usually in summer, but it's closed because you don't have any like summer tourists anymore, but you don't have the winter ones either because, you know, it's like autumn, so no one wants to hike or ski in autumn. So yeah, basically we reached that place. we do our little picnic, because you had like those tables where to eat, and we're like, oh, we'll never find another place where to eat like as comfortable as here. And plus the view was incredible, guys, because basically just all the clouds went away and it was so sunny and wow, beautiful. So we saw some other hiker, but it was like their hiker, you know, they are locals, they live just next to the mountain and they're just doing a little walk. For us it was so hard, but for them it was, yeah, I just went for a walk and after I'm going to work. And you're like, you're going to work after that walk? Oh my god. But I mean, people in that region are kind of strong, I guess. We're just beginner hikers. So yeah, we basically ate there, took some water. We were using, you know, those little pills to purify it, for all, you know, the bacteria and things like that. And yeah, that's it. So after we fold the camp and we start to walk again, it's kind of hard because my bag was like something about I think 12 to 13 kilograms, and Corentin's bag was about 15 kilograms, I think. But we didn't have like any extra material that we didn't need it, I think, to be honest. Like we had our sleeping bags, the tent, the mat, we had one change, we had you know, the food. You cannot not take the food when you go for a hike. We had you know, oh, I don't know the name in English, but you know, the pot with like the fire with the gas and everything, you know, to cook. We needed like cooking gear. And yeah, basically that was all what we had. Like first aid kit, of course. So yeah, no, it was as light as it could have been. It could be lighter if we had more money, because the lightest things are in the hiking, it seems that it's like more expensive. But maybe one day I'll get some money and I'll pay for like super light things. I really want to do that. But yeah, so we woke up again to go to Lac Blanc, which was like the main thing that we wanted to see. But the locals told us, oh, the weather is not gonna be really good tonight. It's gonna be kind of cold. It's not gonna rain, but it's gonna be really cold. So we're like, oh, we'll be fine, no worry. Because we were like, we spent so much energy to get there. We don't want to leave without seeing that lake. So we go hiking to the lake. We go hike to the lake. And it's night. It's super dark. And yeah, we're kind of depressed because at some point we saw like some kind of graffiti saying, oh, Lac Blanc is just over here. And actually it wasn't. So very hard time for us. And when we finally reach the White Lake, it's dark. We can't see anything. So we don't even see the lake. We saw it was on the right, and a man who was already camping there is telling us, no, the lake is over there on the left. And we're like, oh, okay, we'll see tomorrow, I guess. So yeah, we camped there with a guy called Gabriel, and he was like super nice. He gave us some food because he had too much and it was heavy for him to carry. But I was so hungry. Sorry, my English. Oh god. Yeah, I was so hungry. Yeah, I was starving basically, guys. So when he gave me the food, I was like, thank you, man. So we started the camp and everything, and he taught us some little tips to set the tent. It was really nice. And sadly, we didn't set it correctly. So one of the walls of the tent was completely wet during the night, and it was my side, of course. And because of that, my sleeping bag was completely wet. So I was freezing during that night, like really. Without Corona, I think I would have freeze. I don't know. But yeah, it was a very cold night for me. I felt like I didn't sleep at all, but actually I managed to hike the day after, so I guess it was kind of okay. But I really feel like I didn't sleep at all, but I did. But yeah, so we wake up at something like 6 a.m. So the sun is not It's not rise yet, and oh my god, it was the most beautiful sunrise I ever saw. You had the mountains and all those like orange rose colors on the sky, and it was beautiful, and you had the reflection of the mountains on the lake and everything. It was so cool. I was super happy to be there. I was like, okay, that's why I decided to do that trip. Like, I was so happy. And yeah, after that we decided to hike to some other lakes around. It was really cute. We saw some animals and everything. It was so cool. And yeah, after that, Gabriel told us that it was gonna rain in the afternoon, so we were like, okay, maybe we should like just leave Chamonix now and head back to Paris. So we decided to climb down the mountain, and oh my god, it was fucking long, and it started to rain during our hike. So yeah, we finally reached the how do you call that? Like the bottom of the mountain. We're just next to the road, and from the road we like just raised our thumb up, and wow, a car stopped, and that took us to Chamonix because we were not in Chamonix. We were like somewhere in the countryside. We didn't really know where. So a wonderful family is taking us to Chamonix. They're really cute and everything. And from there, we decided to take a bus to go back to Paris, actually, because it was like Corentin didn't want to sleep again under the tent. It's totally understandable because we were really cold and it was really not comfortable. So we took a bus to go back to Paris. And here I am doing like the summary video of that wonderful adventure. And yeah, that's the end of my summary, I guess. That's the end of the video. But guys, I can only recommend you to try this experience because it was so wonderful. I think I'll do it again for sure. I need to buy more gears. Oh my god, I'm gonna be poor and broke and everything with all what I want to buy for hiking. But yeah, I can only recommend you to do that because it was such a wonderful human experience because we met so many like different people on the way. And yeah, I think if I had to do it again better, I would take more time to do it because we only had about like 5 days in total to do the hike and the hitchhike part, which is not enough in my opinion. But yeah, maybe a 2 week trip would be really nice to do that again. So maybe this summer, or maybe that's this summer, I will work to get money to do it the summer after again. I don't know, but yeah, that's the end, guys. Love. Okay, how do I